Hey everyone, Brad the mechanic. Today we're working on O2 econoline 350. We're going to be changing the ball joints on it, and some of the tools you're going to need: needle nose, 1/8" wrench for the ball joint nut, bearing press here, or the ball joint press here, hammer, some other stuff. You're going to need a 22 for the wheels, a 21 for the tie rod ends and stuff, and I believe a 15 for the upper ball joint bolt. So we're going to start off by taking the wheel off and get it in here. Get the wheel off. I am going to take the wheel speed sensor off of here. I already had taken out most of it. I'm going to unplug it. There's a little push clip on here. You're going to push this down and release that. Then we're going to come down here, and this is a 21. We're going to take this cotter pin out, and we're going to take this 21 off and get the tie rod off to be able to move this freely and get to everything we need to get to. Now once you get the nut off, you can use a pickle fork, or you can hit it. Turn that wheel a little bit. You're going to smack it right here, okay? And this shock is going to release that. Boom, just like that. Sometimes you got to hit on it a few times. I don't know what's going on with this side. This is a Michigan car. It's actually from Georgia. That's why everything's coming off nice. So that comes off, and then you can see we have movement here. And we can get in here. This is a 15. We're going to remove this. This is going to release the upper ball joint. And then we're going to come down here, get this cotter pin off of here, and get this. This is an 1/8" to get off here. And so let's get that cotter pin off and get this bolt off. So we got the cotter key off. And now we're going to get this wrench on here. Try to get this turned here. Get a little leverage. I'm going to push on the frame. There we go. Got that loose. We're also going to take off this nut. That. Up here you'll see the alignment. Just make sure this doesn't move when you do it. It shouldn't move. It'll slide up and down a little bit, but it'll stay oriented the same way. Now before we get the ball joint, get the knuckle off, because we're going to take the whole knuckle off, I am going to take this caliper off in the caliper bracket, and then we can turn this here, and we're going to get this thing off, this grease cap. And inside here, there's a cotter key. It's gonna be gross, but there's a cotter key in here, and then there is a nut. And you take this off, take that nut off, and this whole rotor will come out. But we're gonna take the caliper off first and lighten it up a lot. Now the caliper is not going to want to come off real easily because it's pressed on there tight. So I'm going to push this in here, and you'll see this pushing back a little bit. This is going to push the pistons in the caliper and make this caliper come right off when I take the bolts off. And now that I got the caliper slide bolts off, since I pushed the pistons back on this caliper, it should, yeah, it comes right off. And I did set the wheel here, so I can set the caliper on it without it stretching out the brake hose too much, because you can cause internal damage on these if you stretch them out too much. So we're going to get these two 21s off, get the caliper off, and then we're going to bang on this bad boy, well, after we take this off and get it all the way off. And I'll show you guys how to take this thing off. It's pretty simple. If you've ever done a trailer or anything like that, it's the same concept. It's the same exact concept. So it's just a spindle here. We're going to get these kind of straightened out a little bit. It's kind of giving me trouble here. And once those get straightened out, kind of pinch them down together like that. And then you can try to tap this out with your tappy tool. Just get a little, you have to get on there pretty good. There we go. Got that off. Now, this has a little retainer on it, which is this thing right here. You're gonna take this off, set it down on a rag. You do not want to get that shit dirty. And then this should be, yeah, these are about hand tight on here. See that? So when you're tightening it, you're gonna get it just snug, and then that's it. Because the rest, it's just got to hold the bearings in there. If they're too tight, if you reef on this in there, it will cause you problems. This one's giving me a little trouble, but we're gonna get it off, and we'll pull this rotor all the way off. Let's see here. So we'll use a little magic to get this off. So as you can see, once that bolt is off, or that nut, you can take this out. There's a washer on top of this, and the bearings. So I'm going to set this down on a rag so it's not going to get messed up. And then this whole rotor is just going to come off. Just like that. Set this to the side. Don't want to get grease on the actual rotor because I am reusing that. So now that this is off, I am going to have to take this knuckle off. So I am going to clean this all off, all this grease. We're going to clean it off because we don't want this to collect dirt when we're working on it. Because Lord knows a mechanic shop is not a clean place. So we're going to get this cleaned off, and then we're about ready to bang on this, and this will fall right out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit right here like I did with that tie rod end, and when it comes loose, it's just going to drop right out of there. I would say usually they just slide right out, but if it doesn't, you can pinch or put a punch in here, or a chisel right here, and that'll open that up, and this will make it a lot easier. But we're going to bang on here, and this whole thing's going to fall out. So let's give it a few smacks and see what'll come off of it. Boom shakalaka. Alright, so now we have the knuckle out. I did put a paper towel down there to kind of protect those threads and keep it from getting dirty. And this one pushes out this way. This one also pushes out this way. I found it's easy to pop this one out. Then you can fit the tool inside here. I'll show you, but I'm just gonna take the snap ring off of here and hit this with a hammer and bang it out this way. But if you can't use a hammer, you'll use this, and you'll put a fitting on here, and you'll have this push up and out of the way. But I just usually use a hammer, and I'm really careful not to mar it too bad. But even if you hit these edges, when you're pressing it through, it'll fix them up nice. So I mean, obviously you don't want to hit it too hard, but if you accidentally do, it's not a problem. It'll still go in with the press. So I'm going to do that, and then I'll show you guys how to pop this bad boy out. When doing these, I usually take these boots off, and when installing them, it makes it a little bit easier for the press to fit on there. You can see this bad boy's bad. It's wobbling around in there. So let's get it out. This is going around the outside of the ball joint, and the ball joint's going to come up through here. You can kind of hear it. And this is going to push it in, as you'll see. Then you can readjust it, and then it'll push it all the way through. And my battery's about to die in my impact, so. But you just keep going, and it's going to push it all the way through, buddy. Then the upper ball joint, you're going to be pushing it out this way. There's a thing that goes around it here, this cup. And then this is going to have, this has a hole in it for the tie rod to go into. Make sure that that's lined up in there, because if it's not, it ain't going to do nothing. So then we're going to impact that in, and that's going to push that in. Okay, so we're gonna do the front one, or the upper ball joint first. I have this piece and this piece slid over it. This is gonna go on top of here. And I'm gonna have this cap here, and I'm gonna clamp this, and it's gonna push this all the way in there. On that, start that pushed in, put this on there, get ready for the second one. All right, the lower, getting that in, we're gonna tighten that down. This one has enough room for it to be pushed this way. This one has a hole in it so that the stem can come through. I'm gonna push this down and get it tightened in there. Then we're gonna get ready to put this knuckle back on the truck. Before we get it on there, we're gonna put this on before we throw it on the vehicle. There we go. Get it on there all the way around. Boom, just like that. Remember to put your dust shield on, or dust cover. It does actually kind of push all the way over. Get on there nice. As you can see, it's all the way on there. Push down. Now we're going to put it back on the vehicle. Some of them do have Zerk fittings for to grease them. So if you do have those on your ball joints, you're going to want to install those. And then we're going to throw it on the car. Got the Zerk fittings on, let's throw it on the car. Alright, so we're going to get this back on. Sometimes it can be a pain, but usually it's pretty easy. Get the bottom in, get the top in. Gonna have to finagle it a little bit. Get it up in there. Get your nut started. Then you can get your wrench on there, tighten that down. You should come, the new ball joint should come with a new bolt. That's going to go across here and thread into there. We're going to get it nice and tight and then move on to the brakes. Quick tip, you are going to want to tighten this one all the way before tightening this one down, because this is going to pinch in here. So you're going to want to make sure that everything is still, that it comes up and it's flush here before you tighten this bolt. So get this one tight and then that one. Alright, so after getting the cotter key tight in there, or the bolt tight and the cotter key in, got this 15 mil tight up here. And so now we're going to put the rotor back on the spindle. And I wiped most of the grease off. I put the rotor on already, and I forgot to put more grease, but I'm going to put more grease on it. I just kind of go like this until there's enough on there. Boom, just like that. And then we're going to take this big boy rotor, put it on there nice and carefully. And then once we do that, we're going to take our bearings, slide them back on there, and that'll kind of hold in there. You can see how it's holding. It kind of holds the whole thing there. We're going to grab our retaining nut here. We're going to put this on and let me get this tight, and then we will get the retainer and the clip on it. So now we're going to put this back on there. You're going to have to orient it in the correct way so that you can see the hole for the cotter key to go in. There we go. Get this cotter key in there. Sometimes you gotta fidget with them because this one was bent a little bit right here. So you take them and kind of push them together. You can kind of fix the end enough to want to go in. So once you get that in there, I'm going to tap it down a little bit. And take these. You don't want to bend them so that they don't come off. I like to add a little bit more grease in there. Just for good luck. It's already got a bunch in there, but can't really have too much, I guess. Then we're going to take the cap. I'm going to put this on there. I'm going to tap it on with our tappy tool really quick. I put new brake pads on it, so I clamped shut the brake pistons. I pushed them down so that we can get this caliper on there with the new pads, which are right here. This is going to go on here with the 21 millimeter, and we'll get it on. I also pulled out the caliper slides, and I am going to grease them so that we know everything's good and lubed in there. So when putting on the caliper, you're going to have to put this top in first and then come down with it like this. So you can see there's just a tab here. There's no tab down there, but there's two tabs here. So you're going to have to put this up here first like this, and then get it up in there like that. Boom. And then put those caliper slide bolts in. Once you get the caliper on, we're going to put this back up in there and plug it in like that. Get them all clipped in there, plugged in, fastened. Now we're going to, all that's on there, we're going to put the tie rod end on. So get the tie rod on, get the cotter pin in there, boom. Got everything tight, got the brakes tight, got the caliper tight, everything's good. Well, thank you for watching. You don't have to like or subscribe. I just want you to fix your shit, so go out there and fix it, all right? See ya.